up, John? How you doing, man? Hanging out in the game room. And today, we're going to reminisce about the Nintendo Game Boy. This bad boy right here, the original pea green screen Nintendo Game Boy. Let's see if this thing fires up. I don't even know if the batteries are good. Listen for it. Oh, that's the sound right there. Screen is so hard to see right now. You pretty much had to play these things in direct sunlight. We've got our Tetris rocking on here though. Love it. So yeah, this is the original Game Boy. I got mine the first year it came out, 1989, Christmas, 1989. This was under the tree. My birthday is on December 11th, so I always kind of got combo of a present and maybe something that went with it. So 1989, we got the Game Boy and we got a couple games. I think I got 4 games the first year when it came out. It came with the Tetris, which was the first game that I had. And I also had Super Mario Land, which you had to have a Mario game. Totally awesome. Then Alleyway, which this game's kind of like Breakout, yeah, pretty much a Breakout clone before the Nintendo. And then there's Mario's in there piloting a little spaceship. Alleyway was an awesome game. Played that a ton. And then I think I also got this one right here. I might be wrong about this, but I definitely remember playing this game, Motocross Maniacs. So the Konami game, published by Ultra for the Game Boy, motorcycle game. This game was awesome, if you remember it back in the day. So this is my 4 original. I'm pretty sure those were the 4 original games, or it might have been golf. I had golf as a kid, the golf game. This game's pretty fun. It has the little power meter up and down. And then there was a couple games that I remember getting later for birthdays other years. I didn't often get games. We didn't have a lot of money for games and stuff, but I would save up money. One I remember I bought on my own. I saved up money, and I bought this game right here, Castlevania Adventure, and I got it at Montgomery Ward's. I don't know if you guys remember Montgomery Ward's. You would go to Montgomery Ward's, and they might have had like a display of Nintendo's, a Game Boy display, a kiosk to play where you could try out a game or something, but they mostly just had the boxes of the games or these little cards with the art for the game. And I knew Castlevania from playing it at a friend's house, so I knew that I wanted to get this game. And so you would take the card up to the register and you'd pay for it, and then they'd give you a little ticket, and you would go over to the exit, over by the exit of Montgomery Ward, and they had a conveyor belt, and your whatever you bought, your purchase would come rolling down this conveyor belt for you to pick up. And I definitely remember getting Castlevania Adventure at Montgomery Ward. And of course, you know, I knew the game from my friends that had a Nintendo, and I played Castlevania. So this was a really cool game. Another game that I had when I was a kid, and I totally forgot about, and I couldn't remember the name of the game, and so I was playing on an emulator, just going through every game, like, what was the name of that game? I can't remember it. And then when I saw the artwork for this, it instantly came back. Solar Striker. And this is a shooter for the Nintendo, and I'm pretty sure Nintendo published it. I don't know who made it, but it's a really cool game. It's pretty short, pretty easy, but perfect for what the Game Boy was, which was car rides. When I was a kid, I lived in Arizona, and we were in the middle of the desert. We took a lot of road trips. We would go to the Grand Canyon, we would drive out to California, we'd drive to Vegas, drive down to Mexico, all across the desert, and we were always on road trips, and games like this and the Game Boy were what got me through. But this game's awesome. Just the sound, when I heard the soundtrack to this, it was just perfect. Of course, it's not working right now because the cartridge is probably dirty. Not gonna get it to work. Oh well. I'll have to play it another time. Other games I remember having baseball, and not much to say about it. It's just baseball for the Game Boy. This was a cool Nintendo game, early Nintendo game. Then, man, this game and this craziness, Batman. When this movie came out, it was everywhere. There was cereal, there was magazines, you would read TV Guide, they would have articles about the Batman movie. It was such a big deal when this movie came out. And I remember seeing it when it came out, and I thought the movie was so dark. It was so scary. And of course, looking back now, it wasn't. But man, Batman was awesome. And this game is actually pretty good. A little beat 'em up. It has a killer soundtrack too. And this was a classic, classic Game Boy game for early Game Boy players. And then another game that I remember getting, and I'm pretty sure I got this at Montgomery Ward's too, was Operation C. And so this was a Contra game for the Game Boy. It's super awesome, especially with the power-ups. You get the spread gun, you get the homing gun, and then you get to the submarine boss level and you just blast everybody up. Operation C, totally great game for the original Game Boy. So yeah, those were the games that I had as a child. Pretty much, maybe the first 3 years of the Game Boy, 89, 90, 91, 92. Of course, I think 90 was when we moved to Texas. Another Game Boy thing. I had this. This is the Game Boy pouch, and you could put your Game Boy in here and 4 games, and it had a little belt loop. And I would wear this, and it had a little pocket in the back you could put extra batteries or manuals in. I would totally wear this to school and be that dork with the Game Boys. But you could put your Game Boys. These are the little plastic shells that they came in. You put your games in, and you could carry 5 games. You had 1 in your Game Boy, and you had 4 in the little pouch. And this is just pure nostalgia. I don't know why when I was a kid, my mom always made sure I had like the case for it, or if there was whatever the accessory was, my mom was all about the accessories. So I always had like the case or the holder or the organizer. That was like more important, but this is awesome. There was some headphones too, earbuds that came with the Game Boy stereo. They were red and blue. Those were my first pair of earbuds that I had forever. But yeah, so pretty much stuck with the Game Boy till about 92, and then, I didn't really get any new games for it. I would always play it. I would still play it. I would play Tetris all the time. I would play these games that I had, but I never really bought any new games. I started getting into music, and all my money would just be going towards music, CDs, and buying musical instruments, or trying to buy musical instruments. So that was pretty much the last games that I bought would have been like Operation C and Castlevania Adventure. But I still continued to play my Game Boy. And then I think when I went off to college, or maybe a little before that, I was like asking my mom, I was like, where'd my Game Boy go? She's like, oh, I sent it to your cousins. And I had some cousins in Australia, Adam and Matt. They were a little bit younger than me. So my mom had just packed up my Game Boy and all my games and sent them away. And, I was pretty bummed out because I was like, man, that was my Game Boy. Like, I wanted to play it again. But I was glad that it went to my cousins, because I know in Australia, things like video games were really expensive and hard to come by. And the good thing about the Game Boy is it wasn't region locked like other game systems, so you could actually buy games over there or the UK or Japan, and they all work on the Game Boy. So, yeah, I really missed some of the big games for a Game Boy, Link's Awakening, Pokemon. Those things weren't really on my radar because, I was just original Game Boy. In the first couple of years that it came out, I had like 4 games that Christmas, and then I would, a couple birthdays and a couple Christmases, I got some more games. So that's kind of it for memories of the Game Boy. It's I believe this thing will turn 30 years old this year. So happy birthday, Game Boy. And thanks for watching, man. And I'll talk to you later. Bye.